Beautiful state, and I really enjoyed hearing from all of you today. I represent New York City, Staten Island, and southern Brooklyn, and to be quite honest, the challenges you're facing are not different from what we're facing in my city, although I would say probably it's worse in New York City because of our local and state government. But we have the similar challenges when I speak to the small businesses in my community, the restaurants that are struggling after the pandemic, being slammed with food inflation and high energy costs, and of course small businesses that I represent just trying to get by. And unfortunately, I feel the policies that have come out of our government, whether local or federal, have just made it worse. They haven't helped. They've actually made it harder for you. And that is a problem. And I think that's why we're all here today, to kind of hear and quite frankly, you're validating a lot of what we've been saying. Those who are here, sadly the ones that need to hear this, aren't here today mostly. But we will continue to take this message and echo it, because the reality is you've had to adapt. You've had to make tough choices. You're dealing with higher energy costs due to bad energy policy, which we are seeking to reverse and try to restore energy independence. And like you said, we want diversification. We're for clean energy, but not to the exclusion of traditional energy sources that are affordable and reliable. In terms of labor, they've incentivized people not to return to the workplace. We've worked to try to end that, but it's like an endless cycle, right? They keep spending money with one hand, and then they're taking it from you with the other hand, because now you're paying more in terms of inflation and whatnot. But with the spending and the debt, as my colleague mentioned, I mean, this is that endless cycle. They spend money, they create more debt, leads to inflation. Now the interest rates are increasing. Now, as a result, mortgage rates, loan rates, and that's impacting your businesses as well. So I have a very basic question. Just a basic question, because I think sometimes Washington needs to hear fundamentals here. What would happen if your business spent more than you took in? What would happen if your debt exceeded the value of the products that you produce?
Well, our business wouldn't last very long. And, there's only so long that you can sustain something like that.
Same here. We'd have to close our doors immediately.
I think you see in some cases we are deficit spending on the ground just to maintain our businesses.
The same result, we'd have had to shut down.
I think that says it all.
Good evening, friends. Happy Saturday to all of you. My friends, I have huge news for low-income households. Some big changes are coming up that you will need to be aware of. And starting in just a few weeks, you can expect to see your monthly benefits adjusted. The federal government has unveiled how future SNAP benefit checks will be very different. My friends, can you please do me a big favor and watch until the end of this video to hear about all of these changes? At the end of today's video, I will be announcing the 2 winners of yesterday's Walmart gift card giveaways. But friends, if you'd like to enter next Friday's giveaway, all you have to do is make sure that you are subscribed to my channel, click and like several of my videos, and then comment below the keyword of each video that you watch. My friends, the more videos that you watch and then leave a comment on, the greater your chances of winning the weekly giveaways. In the early days of the crisis, the federal government altered the Supplemental Nutritional Assistance Program to boost the benefits going out to low-income households. SNAP benefits, also known as food stamps, became a very crucial form of financial support for millions of U.S. families. The federal government introduced emergency allotments to increase the amount on offer to recipients. The program has gradually been rolled back in the past year, and February 2023 will be the final month in which recipients in certain states, those still offering the boost, can benefit from the emergency allotments. The Center on Budget and Policy Priorities reports that 35 U.S. states and territories are still paying emergency allotments this month, but that additional support will end in March. The New York State Office of Temporary Disability and Assistance, which administers SNAP in New York, announced that the extra benefits will be issued by Friday, February 24th for households outside of New York City, and by Tuesday, February 28th, for the households within the 5 boroughs. SNAP benefits have been crucial for millions of New Yorkers' livelihoods, including approximately 14% of the state's population last year. According to the latest report, more than 1.6 million households, including more than 2.8 million New Yorkers throughout the state, were enrolled in SNAP in December of 2022. As with prior months, the supplemental payments will be delivered directly to recipients' existing electronic benefit transfer accounts and can be accessed with existing EBT cards. Beginning in March, SNAP households will receive their normal benefit amount without the emergency allotments. The federal omnibus bill for fiscal year 2023 that passed in December ended the monthly supplemental benefits, which were initiated for SNAP recipients in 2020 to help offset increased economic burden that was brought on by the crisis. So in lieu of emergency allotments, SNAP recipients may be eligible for other assistance programs, such as the WIC program, which is available for women who are pregnant or breastfeeding, and children under age 5 receiving SNAP may automatically qualify for it. There is also the Affordable Connectivity Program, which also provides discounts towards residential internet costs. The Home Energy Assistance Program also provides home heating assistance as well. Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell said this week that inflation is beginning to ease, though he expects it to be a long process, and cautioned that interest rates could rise more than markets anticipate if the economic data does not cooperate. Jerome Powell said during an event, "The disinflationary process, which is a process of getting inflation down, has begun, and it's begun in the goods sector, which is about a quarter of our economy, but it has a long way to go. These are the very early stages." Markets briefly turned positive as Jerome Powell spoke, as investors are hoping the Fed soon will halt the aggressive interest rate hikes that it began last year. The major averages later flipped back negative after Powell cautioned about strong economic data like last week's jobs report for January, before turning positive once again. So when asked whether it would have influenced the Fed's rate call if it had the jobs report before the policy meeting, Powell stated, "We don't get to play it that way, unfortunately." The report showed that non-farm payrolls rose by 517,000 in January. That is nearly triple the Wall Street estimate. Powell said if the data shows that inflation is running hotter than the Feds expect, that will mean higher rates. He also said the reality is we're going to react to the data. So if we continue to get strong labor market reports or higher inflation reports, it may well be the case that we have to do more and raise rates more than is priced in. So the Fed looks at a series of data points when examining inflation. One particular point of interest is a personal consumption expenditures price index that the Commerce Department produces. The headline reading showed that inflation rose 5% over the past year in December and 4.4% when discounting food and energy. That is core inflation that is thought to be a better gauge of long-run trends. Powell stated he expects inflation will cool, but at a gradual pace. My wonderful and most amazing friends, that is the end of my daily stimulus update video for this Saturday evening. Thank you so much, friends, for being part of this community and for joining me here every day. I want you all to know that I sincerely appreciate every single one of you. The 2 winners of yesterday's Walmart gift card giveaway is Sharon Furman and Diane Randall. Congratulations, my friends. To claim your gift card, please check your notifications page and send me a message. Or you can also message me on my Facebook page. Friends, I'll be doing weekly giveaways, so if you'd like to enter next Friday's, all you have to do, friends, is click and like several of my videos, and then do comment below the keyword of each video that you watch. My friends, the more videos that you comment on, the greater your chances of winning the giveaways. Thank you, friends, and have a wonderful and very blessed weekend.